You would get there in the end.
Right, let me get this on a fucking tripod. Hold on.
You're not part of the tripod team.
You don't have any tripods, Dino.
Oh, fucking hell. Can you hear me now?
Right, we got you, Dino. No problem. Now Dan's disappeared. There's a piece of sellotape in the left-hand corner.
I can't see fuck all you guys over there. You're miles away.
Because you are also very far away.
Okay, all right then. Mate, I've got a laptop here and all this bollocks, and I can't even fucking use it.
That's definitely a copy of Iron Man magazine. No, I'm sure I saw Iron Man.
That's a porno magazine, that is.
Mate,
Look at that, Iron Man.
Let me get you on here. Hold on. I don't want to cut you off. Get me readers on.
I've seen a video like this before.
Have you?
I was just thinking that.
Hold on. Let's make sure I don't cut you fucking off. There we go.
Oh, this is crazy.
Completed it.
Right, we'll get him back. I'm sure we'll be back. Leroy said he didn't even have a hangover. Dan, it must have been a proper birthday party, that Leroy.
Mate, there was some old birds, some
You're not allowed to say that.
there was
older ladies.
There was some older ladies, and they were getting down, mate. They were doing like winding with like their canes in the air and that. Mate, it was on fire.
Yeah, I saw them getting a bit rowdy later on.
Yeah, mate, it was amazing.
He's back.
What the fuck's going on?
The angle's perfect. I'm so glad we worked on it.
Fucking hell, man.
There we go. That's perfect there, Dave. That's perfect.
Don't even fucking talk. Oh, let me how do you fucking turn this down? Fucking load of wank.
Good job with that smell on this podcast.
I don't get just a fucking...
Oh, then you're going. Let me type this fucker up.
You've got to get
a load of fucking.
I've got seasickness now.
Don't worry about that, bollocks. Look, I got Joe.
Yeah, we can see all the jazz.
Look at that beautiful thing there. Is that all right there or not?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it looks spot on to me, mate.
Yeah, probably going to look shit. Go on. Anyway, right. Is that straight? Is that how come I can't see all four of you now? Where are you?
Oh, we're not doing this again. I think we're giving up on the all four thing.
No. I'm going to get my missus round and I'm going to fucking sort this out. Let's have a look. Fuck, mate,
I actually couldn't figure it out either.
Going on, Leroy?
How you doing, fella?
Yeah, great, mate. Yeah, great.
I'm good.
Right, then, right, better put my fucking specs on. Mind you, don't matter. I've got to listen anyway. Right, fire away anyway. Welcome me in. I've got
Dan's the
eternal bodybuilding flame on, so we're all fucking ready to go.
I bet you got those off TikTok shop, Dino, because I've got them in my kitchen.
Well, you got what?
TikTok shop. I bet you got those from there.
No. What did I get it from? That's that fuck Timu.
Well, yeah, it's the same type of shit. I've got them in the kitchen.
Same shit, but cheaper.
I've been fucking stitched up on there that many fucking times. Holy mother.
Yeah, fuck hell.
Anyway,
you need to get your new tripod off there.
It's a shame, really. What is this live now?
Yeah. We're going to post all of that before then. We're going to post all of that up. It's all
well, okay. Well, what these fuckers don't know behind the screen, all the people listening around the world, in here, I've got fucking everything you can imagine. But for some fucking reason, I don't know. It must be either grim up north where the fucking the fucking what you call it, the radar don't reach. But I've got it. I don't understand why it don't fucking work on my laptop. I mean, fuck me. We've been years fucking building these. We can't even fucking turn a fucking Zoom on. Holy mother.
I used that on the last podcast. Plugged in exactly the same place. This week it won't work. It just honestly, technology just pisses me off sometimes as well.
Okay,
yeah.
Anyway, how we doing, boys?
We're all good. I'm good, anyways, gents. Everybody good?
Fire away. Otherwise, I'm going to be interviewing you. I won't shut up. Hold on.
I'll do the introduction. Hello, welcome back. I've got the. That's cool.
Yeah, do you remember these bastards? Look, my first ever set.
Oh shit! Mate. That's what you used to get your chest hair caught in, wasn't it?
No, mate. We used to do 20 of them fuckers each in the bedroom, me and my mates, and then go up the fucking.
What was the other one called? Was that the one that's a bull, Paul the bull
Yeah,
worker?
the
That was the
bull
other one.
worker here, look.
I knew he'd have a bull worker. I knew
Yeah,
1,000% he'd have one.
Got the
Really
bull worker.
smashes your chin off if you let go.
Yeah, look, got an Olympic bar in here.
Why?
All the old mags. Yeah, who's that fucker down on the front of there?
Matt Mendel, is it?
Hey?
Matt, is that Matt Mendel? I can't even pronounce his name.
No, he was a vegetarian.
Oh, I don't want to know who he is then.
Andreas Carlin.
Oh, I remember it. I didn't know he's vegetarian.
Yeah, and these omnibus got stitched up taking that rubbish.
Which one is that? I can't even see that. So
the Good Life.
Oh, that was before my time, not Dino. Jesus, I'm only 40 years.
Yeah, what about one of the greatest ever?
Who, Mike? Is that Matarazzo?
Yeah. No, Dennis Newman.
I thought it was Mike Matarazzo there. Oh, Dennis shit, did he pass away? No, he's still alive, isn't he? Sorry, didn't he get leukemia or something?
He got cancer, they had to stop training, didn't he?
Yeah, he had leukemia, I think, something like that, the poor bloke.
He's still on Instagram, he's doing a bit of coaching and stuff.
Yeah, what about I think you're in here, mate, and one of you. Look at it. Look at this thing.
Oh, I remember Muscle News. I've still got some in the cupboard.
Fucking Muscle News.
Not this big when you put it out, innit?
You know when you come in here, the smell. The fucking smell. I'm too scared to move this. I'd like to show you around. The fucking smell, all the magazines, mate, and the old protein tubs and that. It's fucking great, mate. They're fucking great. 1985 EFBB British Bodybuilding Championships. I've got that off Peter McGuff. One of the old
Peter,
boys.
rest in peace. Bless him.
Yeah, God bless him. Funny enough, I mean, I've got a fact. I did one of his last. Well, it was his last interview. I spoke to Anne, and she said he was. We used to talk quite a lot, me and Peter, and message and that. We got really close, and we used to talk, about his cancer and all the rest of it, and just everyday stuff, and his love of Liverpool Football Club. And I just got to interview him, so I went up and sat on his settee, and Anne was there, and I got all the what he didn't know. All the lads in the gym signed a Union Jack. I used to take a Union Jack all around the world wherever I travelled. Luckily enough to be taken around the world, chatting shit like this. And so I got all the lads in the gym to sign it. So anyway, I only had 24 hours notice because, it changed from day to day whether he was healthy or not, Peter. So, and if anybody listening to this don't know who Peter McGuff is, you don't know fuck all about bodybuilding. So Google Peter McGuff. Anyway, so I went up to see him. We sat on the settee, and I just reached out. I said, "Listen, I've got an interview coming with Peter McGuff. Does anybody want to contribute?" And Cutler got involved. Dan Solomon, Chris Cormier was actually crying. He left me a thing, and I played it to Peter. And I just recorded it on a phone, and it was just absolutely heart-rending. And he actually held my hand all through the interview. And he was sitting alongside me on the settee. And then when I presented him with the Union Jack, what the lads had signed, he was crying. I was fucking crying. But the interview, it's still on my phone. It's on my laptop there. And I haven't put it out yet because, and what Mum is saying, she's still not strong enough to listen to his voice, because, she still obviously thinks of him very fondly. So, I mean, this sport of ours, there's been some great people in this world, and Peter McGuff's of this world, who wrote in all these magazines and got it in the forefront. Just these real good people. But so I've been very, very lucky in life to do all this. I mean, I had my first gym at 11 years old in the garden with Dino's Gym on the fucking shed. And the old lady used to be fucking fuming, people knocking the fucking door. Is he in? Round the fucking back. So then, started doing, and then what happened then? People in the street, because don't forget, you're talking the 70s there, and then people knew I was lifting weights and fucking pumping iron, doing all this shit. So they'd leave stuff on the front garden, a fucking anvil or a fucking car axle, and the old lady would pull the fucking curtains across in the morning, and be like, "Hey, big un, come down here! What the fucking hell is this on the front garden?" And then we take that into the shed and try and create some type of lifting device or whatever, but we used to train before school, and then that was special times. I mean, I remember the mirror. Well, we got off somebody's bedroom wardrobe, stuck that on the wall in the shed. It was only 6 doors, all with some tarpaulin over, and even that just decayed because it was that fucking cold. We trained there before school. and everybody had to put 2p into this jar, and then when that was full, we'd go and buy something, I don't know, to lift, anything to fucking lift. And that's how it all started. Not that you want to fucking listen to this, but that's how it all started, and just went on, and yeah, from there, you know.
Well, that actually was one of our questions. That was
okay. Well, I mean,
specifically, one of the questions was, what made you create your own gym?
What made me create my own gym, really? I remember watching Tarzan and all these things back in the day, and the Hulk, and that. I'd run home from school to watch the fucking Incredible Hulk. So I was always into the strength and the physique side, and you know, I'd see the guys on the telly, your Charles Bronsons and all that, and I think, fuck me. And then yeah, it was just I don't know. And then, oh, that's right. I went to there was a sign. It was on the side of a fucking social club or something, bodybuilding fucking event or something. What the fucking is this? This should have been. I'd have been about 12 or something, 11 or 12. But even before that, I seen an advert, a Charles Atlas advert in a magazine. And this guy used to use all this ice attention, this stuff, and I sent off for it. And because my mum and dad, they used to say to me, "How come you've got?" I want a word with you, Bigger, when I come down the stairs. Says, "Yeah, what's going on?" Well, your brother's got a picture of Pamela Anderson on the wall. You got a picture of men in all covered in oil in a pair of pants. Are you gay? Obviously, you know, it's the 60s. And I'd probably try and slap the gayness out of me. But yeah, so, but I've always had this affinity with the physique. So, and then I went to watch his show. And I swear to my life, it was only in a social club. So it must have been just these local blokes, just, I don't know, what they've come to in the house. I don't know what they've done. And it was like about a penny to get in or something like that. And when you went in, the fucking overwhelming heat hit you. And I was looking round, and then the music came on. Oh, no, there was no music. They didn't do no music back in the day. They said, right, we got fucking Charles from so-and-so. He's going to come on and show you his physique and all that. And then he had a bloke bending fucking bars and ripping up the yellow pages and all this shit and throwing it into the crowd. And was like, oh, my fucking God. I was tiny. I shouldn't have been in there. I remember just I may have climbed through the toilet window. I can't remember. But then this guy came out. It was just a light bulb. And he just came on, stood under this light. He was pale, he didn't have no tanner. And he was doing all this fucking lot. I was like, holy fucking God, what's this all about? And I think I managed to get my hands on a magazine or something like that. And that was it then. And I'll be doing press-ups in the bedroom with my mates. And then we bought some little weights or something from Argus or somewhere like that. And then that started to grow really quick. And same again, the old lady moaning. So I just went and got some doors, because back in our day, all the houses were being built. So what we'd do, we'd break into the building sites of a night, fucking take these fucking doors or whatever we needed, and then just made a door there, fucking wood, knocked it all up, put some tarpaulin over the top, and then, you know, you could just about stand up in it. We were only fucking 5 foot tall anyway then. I'm only 5'8" now, like you, Ant. Anyway. So
5'6" actually.
Bollocks, mate. That's in your missus
On tiptoes.
That's in your missus stilettos. Anyway, but I've seen the videos of that. Anyway, but once I started pumping on, I used to be a great runner at school. I was like Forrest Gump. I was a great marathon runner. Just point me in that direction. I just fucking run. I would just fucking keep running. I could run forever. Anyway, and that's how I've been running away from life forever. But anyway, so I was good at running, so I was always into something. But even though I was that good, no one ever said to me when I went out and about, oh, you're a great runner. But when I started lifting a few little weights and bits and pieces in the bedroom, and these started going up, I remember people going, oh, Matt, do you lift weights? And I thought, fuck the running. And then obviously the girls were making comments and all the rest of it. I thought, fucking hell, this is the way to go. So, yeah, and then it started in the garden. And then I knew this bloke had a garage, and he never used his garage in the street. And I thought, I'll go and ask him if I can use his garage, and we'll get some weights in there, because I didn't have the best family fucking background. My old lady was fucking moaning, and fucking people knocking the fucking door, round the fucking back. And they'd be queuing up to come into the little shed in the garden. So anyway, so I thought I was going to ask the bloke at the garage. So anyway, so knocks his door. I can't remember his name. Mr. Bales, how you doing? Yeah, listen, can we use your garage? We want to build a gym, or whatever we called it, a gymnasium then. A gymnasium. Me and my mates want to pump iron in there and do all that and fucking all this business. And He goes, because you're such a bastard, you're always nicking our apples. He goes, you can wash my car. He goes, in fact, no, because you're such a fucking arsehole, you can wash mine and my missus' car once a week, and you can use the garage. I thought, fucking okay. So I had to wash his car fucking once a week, and his missus' car, and we got to use his garage and go in the fucking and it just built up. We just got little bits and pieces, and me and my mates would fucking do all that before school and after school, fucking before we went to bed. 3 or 4 times. We'd spend all day in there. Then obviously there was no light in there. And back in the day, around the roadworks, they had lights, but it was oil lamps back in the day, paraffin. So I thought, fucking, I wait till they fucked off. And then we went and nicked them, put them in the fucking garage, started pumping iron. Fuck me, we nearly fucking died. It was fucking paraffin we were fucking breathing. But we didn't care. So, and we thought we was fucking great. We're doing a bit of this and fucking a bit of that and all this bollocks. We thought we were the bollocks in there. And we had a little sign, Dino's Gym, above it. And then we noticed the bloke next door didn't use his garage. So what we did, just like Coldit, sort of fucking escaping out of Alcatraz, we chipped every day. We just chipped a bit, so we could just about get our bodies through. And then we put some weights into there, so the dumbbells. So we had a little bit more room, because when there's 15 of us in there, it was full. So anyway, I was going there. So one time I was in the other side, the side I shouldn't have been, fucking pumping my arms. That's all I ever trained. Nobody trained fucking legs in there days. It was just fucking all that, because that's what got the girls. So he's fucking training. And next minute, the garage door came open. It's like, fuck. And there he was, Mr. Salmons. Oh, Mr. Salmons, fuck me. See, it's mentally scarred me. And he goes, come here, you bastard. And for some reason, he held me here. I didn't run away. He just fucking walked with him. I thought, why don't I just run away? Anyway, so he held me here, took me around to my old man. So I got to fucking slap my old man to brick that up. So he's back down to one fucking, what do you call it, garage again? And then it went from there. And I started joining a few gyms then, because I didn't have the finances to make it any bigger. So we stayed in that garage. And I just joined, I think it was the first commercial gym I joined, was the Forum Gym. And the Forum Gym, which I eventually owned, and got most of the gym age equipment, it was well renowned. If you speak to Dorian about the Forum Gym, he went there when the temple was closed to have some refurb or something, or he took it out from Martin's or something. And then he trained there. Everybody went there. Kazmaier went there. Sigmundson there. It was well renowned for strongman. But even that gym then, oh no, tell a lie, I worked at Muscle Machine in town in 84. 85. Yeah. So I worked at Muscle Machine, and that's where I learnt my trade. Ron Davies, it was the chief of the EFB back in the day, and that's where I met everybody. It was everybody from Vince Taylor to McAway to all these superstars, and fucking Diana Dennis, the women, and anybody you can think of, Platz, Bertle Fox, Johnny Fuller. They all trained at Muscle Machine. But and that's another story. I mean, I turned up, knew this gym was going to be opening, so I got the bus, 2 buses to town, knocked the fucking door. Ron Davies opens. I mean, Google Ron Davies, people, if you don't know Ron Davies. He was a great guy. Anyway, so he was like the dad I never had. He taught me everything. So anyway, so I knocked the door, Ron Davies, and I said, I want a job. He goes, there's no jobs, mate. I said, but there's a gym. It's got gym coming soon. And he goes, there's no jobs. It's just me and Tanya. Anyway, so I said, okay. And I kept going back up, waiting for it to open, all excited. And then the one time I went in, and they was taking the carpet in. So I got on the other end of the carpet and walked in with them. And he's like, mate, will you just fuck off? So anyway, so that was that. And then I thought no more of it. Then I don't know how we got to Oldham. There was Frank Richards, one of the old boys, was doing a guest spot in Ken Latham's gym in Leeds. And I don't know how the fuck we got there, fucking coach or something. And I was in there and I was watching it, and then I went for a piss. And Ron Davies was coming out. He goes, you're that fucking guy? I says, yeah. He goes, come and see me tomorrow. You got a fucking job. Because he must have thought, fuck me, you've drove all the way to there or got to this thing to say that you must be passionate. So he gave me a job, and I worked for fuck all there for maybe 6 months till it got on its feet. But that taught me everything. But even then, and the gyms I joined, and everything else, I could always see, no respect to the gym owners, what they were doing wrong. I think, well, why is that machine next to that machine? And why haven't they got the music on and this and that? And why aren't they talking? And I just had this dream. One day I've just got to have a gym. And I used to look at the old mags in here. And there was a thing called, I think it was ABC Gym. And I used to look at the equipment and think, fuck me, okay, we can weld that, we can make that. And then, yeah, so I got a house with my first wife. We lived in a little flat somewhere. And I just said to her one day, I mean, fair play to her, you know, for fucking believing in and trusting me. I just said, right, we're going to sell a house. I've bought a unit in Solihull. She goes, what are you fucking on about? I said, well, we'll get back to your mum's, live to your mum's. And I said, and we'll get this started. She says, well, what are you on about? So I'd sold the house behind her back. And anyway, and I'd got about, I think it was about £8,000 or something. That's all. But nowhere to fucking live. And I had this unit in Solihull. The first one, a tiny unit where Spears he went and all the UK stars eventually got known from. And so I started living with her at her mum's, and then but I used to wake up to this fucking list on the fridge because she hated me. Didn't hate me. It just I was irritating for her. You know, I don't understand that. I couldn't understand why she, you know, I was irritated. And then so she used to write this list, jobs to fucking do. And I thought, oh, fucking hell. So I spend 90% of the time. I'd even live there. I'd sleep there, fucking getting all the work done, getting all the stuff. And my ex-father-in-law, he was marvellous, and he helped me out. And, you know, and it just started from there. We didn't even have flooring now. We just painted the floors, if I remember. But I put a sign out the front, opening soon, Dino's Gym. And there's a picture on Instagram of me and with my son on it the first day. It was just born, literally newborn. I remember serving drinks there and having Kurt underneath the desk in his fucking car chair rocking while I'm serving fucking drinks. It was just an incredible thing. But even when I put the sign out, that many people were joining before I'd even opened. It was just great. And it's just gone on from there, really. But I think if you treat everybody like when you come down, Anthony Leroy, and you yourself there, it's Darren.
Dan.
Yeah, when you come down, Dan, you know, without you guys and without your customers, you've got nothing. So as long as you treat people with a smile and enjoy what you do, people seem to come back. So we've always done very, very well. But yeah, so and it's just gone on from there. Even recently, like last Bank Holiday Monday just gone, I don't know if you've seen it on the internet. Kurt phones me up, Bank Holiday Monday, the gym was shut. And since Sam Sulek just joined the gym online, I said, load of bollocks. It's fucking fake, load of bollocks. Anyway, and he goes, no, he has. And then he phoned up and I thought, bollocks, fuck the phone down. But it was, and he came, you know, so we come all the way from Italy. He was flying into Heathrow, but he said to his mum at the last minute, I want to go to Birmingham and see Dino, Dino's Gym. And I thought, how lovely. So he came with his mum, you know, and met all the characters. And I spoke to Sam like I'm speaking to you guys for 2 hours before he trained. And it was really nice of him and his mum to come. And even one of the old boys on the second day he came before he shot off back to Heathrow quick. One of the old boys goes, I'm not on the wall. This is to his mum. He's got obliged to be a jive champion, a great dancer. He's about 80, Arnie. So I said to Sam, look over there. There's his mum, fucking jiving with fucking Arnie, fucking spinning around. And that's just Dino's Gym. It's just a special place. It is. I love it. And I just love it. I love it. And we've had some rough times because all the new gyms opening with the fancy oak lockers and all these bollocks. And, you know, I feel like General Custer, you know, I'm there in the middle there with all these fucking gyms around us. But I love that. I love it, mate. Yeah, so, yeah, it's just doing great. And I love it just as much as the first day. I love it. I fucking love it. Anyway.
One of the other questions actually was about Forum. Yeah. And if you have any stories of Bill Kazmaier.
Yeah, a story. There's a picture on the wall. If you look left next time you come in, it was on the tricep machine. Then we still got the same tricep machine because if you look after these machines and oil them and look after them and care for them, they'll last forever. So yeah, what a story with Kazmaier was, to be honest, I know this sounds fucking terrible. I'm probably going to get my head kicked in. I used to look at the powerlifters and all the strong, and I'd be like, fucking wankers, fat cunts. So there was always a divide between the bodybuilders and the powerlifters. I don't know why. You know, we were trying to sculpt our bodies. They're eating fucking burgers, lifting weights, fat cunts, 10 minutes between each set. Anyway, so, and I never got the strength side of it, but it was a man mountain, Bill Kazmaier, a man mountain, and a lovely man. But he had this habit of like staring with his eyes like that. He used to scare the shit out of a 16 or 18-year-old kid when I was training there. But yeah, and one day, Grumpy, who owned it, Grumpy by name and Grumpy by fucking nature, he was way ahead of his time, Chris was, and he he brought all the superstars over. He brought over Victor Richards and all the guys. And he brought Kazmaier over. And he also, at one time when Kazmaier was there, oh no, I can't say that because he's probably still married. Anyway, one time Kazmaier was there, the WWE guys or WWF guys at the time came over, and Shawn Michaels and all this fucking, and they were all in the gym, all training because I was on at the NSC doing whatever they were doing. And then the one time I was fucking like that behind them, wankers playing, because I was always like this, mouthy, and fucking Kazmaier picked me up by my head. My legs were fucking 4 foot off the ground because he was a giant of a man, and took me over to the bodybuilding area and tapped me fucking ass. He goes, go on, fuck off, young man. But we've spoke since then, and just an incredibly strong man. You know, fucking nothing refined about Bill, just a big, strong fucking bloke. And at the forum, Chris got him. He wanted a Mini, so they got him a Mini with a Union Jack, and he got into this little old Mini, and he loved it driving around Birmingham and Chelmsley Wood. Yeah, I found 4,500 hours of videos and filming and stuff. So I've got to try and get them onto the laptop, and I'm going to try and make a movie about the forum. But yeah, and I ended up owning it, which was great. But anyway, yeah. So that was Kazmaier, strong as fuck. Yeah. It did. He fucking did, mate. Made me look like a little boy. It did.
A friend of mine said he saw him one time. He said he saw him doing lat rows with 100-kilo dumbbells, like strict.
Mate, the guy was. It was his hands. His fucking hands were like shovels. Yeah. They were fucking like shovels. And then we used to go to a pub called the. That was another thing. I remember one time. I walked in and I said to Grumpy, the owner, I said, I'm doing 3 plates aside today. Worst thing he could have fucking done. So Kazmaier, they were all there, all the strong men, Higgins and all those guys. So I put the plates on, put the 2 plates on, and then I got to put the 3 on, and they come down. They just stood round me, not behind me to help me, just crossed their arms in the lumberjack shirts and all that, just standing there, fucking stinking breath, fucking looking at me. Mate, I could feel the strength sapping out of me. I got down the 3 plates, like I got to there, fucking got stuck on my chest. He's like, fucking bodybuilders, wankers, fucking wankers. And fucking had to roll it down, and I scuttled out the gym. And he said, oi. I says, yeah. He goes, don't ever come in this fucking gym and say you're going to do something and don't fucking do it. I fucking went home, mate. I trained and fucking trained. About 3 weeks after, I went back down there, fucking got it there. And he just about fucking locked it. And on the way out, I walked out and he goes, oi, I want a fucking word with you, Kazmaier. I says, yeah. He goes, and just give me the nod. Mate, I fucking had my little Adidas bag, fucking walked home. I thought I was fucking Johnny Creek, Concrete. I was in the fucking clique then. And so once I got the 100s up, they locked the door the one time. I thought, fucking hell, they're going to shag me. What's going on? Just me and the fucking big guys. The fuck's going on? Thought they're going to slap me up because of fucking all this over the years. So but I got the 100s up, or the 800 pounds they were, not fucking 100 kilo, just the 100 pounds. And I got them up, which was monumental. They were in the corner covered in dust. And I'd got them up. I think I just took a little bit of D-ball first time. Breakfast of the gods. Anyway, and I got them up and I fucking put them down. And they never said nothing. And I went to go out. They said, you can come with us. I thought, after where am I going? And there's a pub called the Centurion Pub, and they all took their tops in. And they all fucking walked down there. And I was in with them, fucking Johnny Neighbour and all the lads, fucking having a pint. Fucking great. Great days. I was accepted.
Whatever happened to Mark Higgins?
He's at my gym now, mate.
Is he?
Yeah, he's at the gym now. He was in there this morning, mate.
I haven't seen him for years, mate. Years.
Yeah, he's there, mate. Yeah, I'll say you asked for him tomorrow morning, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, last time I seen him, I was only young myself. He was just getting into his stardom, weren't he, on powerlifting?
Yeah, he's a lovely man, Leroy, and he does a lot for the youngsters now. He'll pay the memberships. If he sees someone's coming through, he's got a rugby player under his wing at the moment, and he sees these people coming through, and Mark will pay the membership. He'll even pick them up, drop them off, and he's got this lad who's he's going to be an elite rugby player, and he gets great joy now in training those people. He does a little bit himself, but he puts himself down because Mark Higgins was a big noise. It was, he was good in the Highland Games and all that with Capesy and all those guys and Sigmundson. I mean, that's another guy. I could tell you stories about John Paul Sigmundson. What a guy he was. But yeah, so I've been very, very lucky to meet all these stars over the years. But anyway, sorry, go on, keep going. Otherwise, people are going to be fucking bored shitless here. Me chatting.
Nah, people love the old school stuff, Dino. We love the old stories and stuff.
I guess because I'm a bit younger, I'm trying to figure out how the timelines like collide with like what was going on at Temple and what was going on like here, like which came first, and the interactions like between the two. Obviously, Dorian came and trained at the Forum. Because I'm a bit younger, and some of the viewers will be like where the timeline was of like the Forum days and where the Temple was open at that time.
I mean, Leroy might be. It was Martin's gym. I think didn't Martin buy the Forum? I don't know.
No, Martin Tini. It used to be a kung fu temple.
That's right.
That's why and the name's Temple stayed.
It was Temple Karate.
Yeah, then Martin Tini bought it and ran it for a few years.
That's right.
And then Dorian, once he sort of got established, he then bought it off Martin.
I think that's when he came to the Forum then, while it was being refurbed.
Yeah,
but I met him before that. I met him before that because oh fuck me, I got low power mode here. I better fucking go and get a charger in a minute, otherwise we're going to be fucked. How much charge have I got here? What now?
Don't press anything.
Fucking hell. I've got to think. I might have to nip out and get my fucking charger in a minute. Just to fucking.
What year was that then, Leroy? That Temple got taken over
by who?
By Dorian.
I think Dorian bought it in around. I think it was about 91.
Okay.
It could have been 1991.
That'd be about right, because what happened? I'll go and get my charger and plug this in a minute. You three can have a chat then. Yeah. What happened? Ron Davis at Muscle Machine, which was in Her Street. I've still got the Muscle Machine fucking, I don't know, membership thing up there somewhere. But anyway, Ron Davis was way ahead of his time, and he wanted to get his hands on Dorian. So he was courting Dorian, and he got Dorian over. He got Dorian to compete in the World Games, which he shouldn't have done. And I was with Dorian then. I was training with Dorian at the Muscle Machine, but Dorian didn't like Muscle Machine because it was brand new. The carpet smelled nice. It was fucking crystal clear, and he was having problems with his hips then, Dars was, if I remember, because I was spotting him on squats. He couldn't do squats because his hips. But Dorian got him in the world. Ron got him into the World Games and started getting him on the circuit doing guest spots at Warrington and here, there, and everywhere, and getting his name out. And I did Dorian's tape at one of the guest spots at Muscle Machine. So I'll come back to what you were saying then. And it was on a tape, and I did one for Tom Platz like that. I was shit myself, and he fucking hated it. He did. Life of Mars, a classical one. He fucking hated doing his guest spot. So anyway, so we came to Muscle Machine in 85, 86 maybe. No, 88.
He would have been training for the British then, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
For the British title.
Yeah, we had him there. No, it was after that. Anyway, so it was just after that.
I think Dawes is 88. I think it's 88. And the only reason I remember that, we just did a video in the hardcore corner, and the plaque that we have. I think Dawes is the first one on there, the kind of UQBF, EFBB back then. So I think it was 88 when he won the British. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, he was second 87.
Sounds right.
He won his weight class, but he didn't win the overall.
Chris Oski beat him, didn't he? The little guy.
Yeah,
that's right. Which Dorian never talks about. But anyway, it skips across all that and all his biographies and everything else. Sorry, Daz, but it's fucking true. But anyway, yeah, Dorian. Oh no, because he was there with the British because he won the overall, and I remember Ron coming back to Muscle Machine, fucking in awe of this fucking guy who just won the British, and then realising he was in Birmingham himself, and then Ron wanted to get his hands on him because Ron was a great promoter at Muscle Machine, who became the chief of the head of IFBB after Oscar Heinstein. Anyway, so so Ron wanted him, but Ron didn't like Muscle Machine because how clean it was and all the rest of it. He missed all the grit and stuff of the temple, and then he went back to temple to train, which Ron was devastated about. And he couldn't get over it. It felt terrible because he really thought he was going to get Dorian at Muscle Machine and then promote him. But Dorian's, you know, Leroy knows Dorian better than anybody else. He's too headstrong. Dorian just does what Dorian wants to fucking do. Yeah, I mean, Dorian, when he watches this, he'll probably pick bits out of this because obviously he'll remember it himself. But yeah, and then after he went, and then I remember training at the Forum when I left at Muscle Machine. At the time I was starting the first Dinos, the first proper Dinos, which takes us right back to the Forum. And I remember sitting on the Tonturi bike, and he was doing, I think, the Night of the Champions. He was saying to me, he was sitting on the next bike next to me, you know, and it was a miserable cunt, Dorian. We were fucking on the Tonturi bike, just fucking the magnetic bikes there, and he'd look at me, and I was looking at me, you know, and then he's asking me to spot him. I think, fucking hell, mate, fucking hell, you're fucking asking me. You want him to fucking say 2 words. But yeah, so. I've seen him before the Night of the Champions, where I think he lost to Benazia.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever year that was, you know, things get a bit blurred. But yeah, so I was lucky to have all those people around me, and yeah, so yeah, and then so I think you're talking 80. I first met Dorian in 87. I knew him at the Weeder Gym. Remember the Weeder Gym?
Yeah.
I remember him at the Weeder Gym in Snow Hill.
Yeah, we've as in.
Yeah, and I remember seeing him. Oh, God bless Azam. And I remember seeing. I used to see him in the Weeder shop.
Yeah.
No wonder that fucking shop went there. You go in there with empty bags, they can fucking fill it all up. Fucking nobody pays for fuck all in there. In that Weeder shop, and then Dorian would come in with buy 2 massive buckets, or give them 2 massive buckets, one with carbs, one with protein. He'd just fucking mix them all up, that and his guy in a drink. And I remember seeing him in the brown leather jacket. Fucking hell, man, it was massive, fucking massive. Anyway,
the other question was like, well, you've answered one of them, but thoughts on Charlie Claremont and Ian Harrison?
Oh, I've got stories about both, really. I mean, Charlie Claremont, he never gets the recognition, I don't think, even to this day.
He had an awesome physique. He just didn't know how to present it, did he?
Well, I don't know, Leroy. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best posers ever. Madly enough, we was both in the showers together at Muscle Machine. Mohammed Makaway, follow your hands, Dino, follow your hands, and fucking all that. But I thought Charles Claremont was quite a good poser. But I think what it was, Leroy, back in the day, he was a NABBA man, and he came over to the IFBB.
Yeah.
So you have to pay your dues then. Yeah. You have to pay your dues. But I thought Charles Claremont had a great physique. Yeah, it was never that rugged Dorian Yates type physique. It was more of a classical type physique.
He brought in the Makaway pose into Great Britain, didn't he? Into the IFB. He brought the Makaway pose in, the nice, elegant transitioning from one pose to another, no stuttering, flowing pose, which suited his physique, but it didn't suit the bodybuilding at the time. Not heavyweight, anyway.
No, and obviously he looked great, you know, in a certain lineup, but when you know your big hitters come out there, he just got lost. But yeah,
he did beat Flex Weir at one point at the British Grand Prix, didn't he? He beat Flex 1 year.
Mate, he had an absolute outstanding physique. You know,
crazy arms,
great biceps, just a good-looking physique. You know, very marketable physique, very marketable physique. I've lost Leroy there. I don't know where he's. I've lost Dan. I don't know where he's gone.
Dan. Sarah's gone.
Oh,
he's back.
No. So yeah, Charlie Claremont had a great physique, I thought, and he was very, very marketable. And then going back to Ian Harrison, where I'm in Solihull, he come over, did a Mr. Solihull competition. He did the guest spot there. But I remember him shaking his quad. Holy fuck! He used to shake that quad and then fucking tense it. Yeah, he had a great physique and a big dude. But same again, there's a couple of great shots in my gym on the wall where he's leaning on the rock with his abs and that. From top to bottom, a great physique. But then, you know, you get to a level. I remember him being backstage, you won't mind me saying, because I do speak to Ian on Facebook. He was doubled over, and even he wasn't big enough. So, you know, to go to the next level with your Sam Batties and all these guys at the time was fucking hell, you know. But he was a great British champion. He was a great physique, good looking dude. I think he went into wrestling as well and all types of stuff.
Wrestling, yeah, he done wrestling, yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the US now, isn't he? Yeah.
Say again?
He lives in the US now, doesn't he, Dino?
Yeah, I think in the middle of nowhere as well, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he seems happy enough, and he does, I think, bits and pieces for a federation called the PCA, I'm led to believe.
Yeah, he does do some PC. He was actually going to pop in at one point, Ultraflex. I think he was in the town to see Eddie Elwood at one time, but we kind of missed pass, unfortunately. But he did say he was going to have a corner at one time because, yeah, I'm a big fan of all the old kind of British bodybuilding legends like Claremont,
another
Harrison.
big lad.
Who else? Trying to think some other names. Dino. You
Back in
can
the
write
day?
them all off. Yeah.
Well, there's
Tell you
Eddie
what, hell, I've
Elwood.
never seen for a lot of years. What I've never happened at Linville Miller. I do see him sometimes put on my story on Facebook. Instagram. Is he still going Linville Miller? Can you remember that guy with the little tiny waist?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know, mate. I don't know, but there were some great guys. Wilf Sylvester, a middleweight, fucking incredible physiques, went on to be pros.
What about Brian Buchanan?
Brian, I mean, I went to a NABBA show once, Leroy. It was in Stourbridge, and it was a fucking pain to get in, mate. And I went in there and then went to watch the show, and he came on. It was the NABBA Universe, which was a prestigious show. The NABBA Universe. It was prestigious. I don't know if even Arnie did it or something, but anyway, and he came on. I mean, don't forget the legs weren't like they are now, but man, that shoulder to waist,
his upper body, the taper,
it blew your mind. It blew your fucking mind. But I like some of the NABBA guys.
Yeah, I was about Walter O'Malley's, and he came up because he was going to do a guest spot on the weekend with Walter's show.
Yeah, Walter.
And I watched him train. I had the pleasure of sort of training with him on only a quick spot and whatever. But fuck me, his upper body, his arms, his shoulders, his chest, his back. I mean, he weren't a thick back, but it was a wide back.
Yeah, it was fabulous.
I mean, for me, one of the best physiques I've seen in the early 80s. You know what I mean? Sorry, late 80s, mid to late 80s. Unbelievable. Phenomenal.
You could even see that his waist was like too small, couldn't you? It was crazy.
He looked like he was just going to snap.
Too small, yeah.
When he
used to squat real heavy as well, didn't he, Leroy? Because everybody used to have weak legs. And I remember seeing pictures of him in bodybuilding months. He was squatting heavy as fuck, and I was thinking, shit, how's he not fucking snapping it off?
Yeah, his shoulders outweighed the width of his shoulders. Just didn't do his legs justice.
It didn't, mate. But like you said, Leroy, he was great, and he used to twist on the side, and it was just fucking unbelievable. And do that one like that on the side. Holy mother of fucking God!
Yeah, but he never sort of did anything, did he? Really after that, he done the British and whatever, and he done that. I believe he done the Universe, but then he just melted in the background.
It disappeared, and I think
Australia. I think he went.
Maybe
he's in Australia, Leroy. Yeah,
But then you know, things changed and it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But yeah, a great physique of Buchanan, absolutely incredible. I mean, we've had some great British guys over here, great British guy. I mean, who was that guy? I don't think he had the best physique. He won the strongman and the world's strongest man and the Mr. Britain Welsh guy. What the fuck was he? Remember him? Oh, fuck me.
The only Welsh guy I don't think is.
What was his fucking
Grant Thomas? That's all he got.
No, Grant Thomas. Anyway, it'll come to me. But yeah, we've had some great physiques. But I did like the NABBA lads. I did, because it was all in height classes, wasn't it?
Yeah, the heights. Yeah,
it was great. What else you got for me, lads? Anything else?
Let's have a look. I mean,
yeah, I did bounce you some of on WhatsApp, Dan, didn't I?
Yeah. I mean, I guess just like a training question. Obviously, you've seen every training trend ever. And if you just had any summarizing points, something that was consistent throughout all of them, because like from America came high volume, like, or even multiple times a day, like Britain through like Dorian became lower volume. We were kind of known for like grit, intensity over volume. Is there anything you can pull, like was the consistent through all the times, like the one thing that didn't die out, that wasn't a fad, that just had to be there?
For me, it's intensity. It's reps aside of the volume training, you know, it's not a fad, but it's something, you know, like Milos will be on the phone now chatting on RX Muscle. Dino's talking a load of bollocks. But you know, your giant sets and all that, you know, they've got a place, but you can't be doing them fucking 4 days a week and your 100 set. I remember Ben Aziza came to, was it Muscle Machine or somewhere, and he was doing 100 reps on a leg press and all this business. But it all comes down to intensity. It all comes. It's whoever's going to leave it in the gym, but not. But just controlling the reps. So for me, it's intensity, and I think the 8 to 12 reps, that sort of range, with Dorian's, as Dorian proved, yeah, fucking that close from tearing something. So, but for me, the people who've always trained the most intensely, and not just mindlessly. You see some guys that's fucking mindlessly doing that. You know, Dorian, they call it time under tension there. But that fucking controlling the negative and the set when you're screaming, it's just going to absolute fucking utter failure. But I used to think, how can the pros look so big and all the rest of it? And when you've seen them firsthand in the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s, I've been lucky enough to train with a lot of these guys. It's next level. It's next level, the intensity. Bertil Fox, he taught me how to cheat. So I've been doing my triceps. That's why I got fucking incredible triceps. Look, I'm fucking hanging out the back there. I mean, it's a sight to behold. I'm going to leave this to science. Anyway, so you'd be training like, I'll do it side view because it look better. You'd be training like that. And then he'd say, right, lean forward a bit. And then he'd get you doing that. And then he'd get you on your toes and going up and down. Same as on the crossovers. And it was like a never-ending set, but within the set. So they'd go to, Sam Sulek's a little bit like that, to be honest. But I think, diversifying slightly, but I think one of the hardest trainers I've ever seen train was Tom Platz. I was very lucky enough to spend a lot of time with Platz in 84 and 85. The pictures at the gym, but I've got my old powerlifting boots I bought because of him over there. But it was just the intensity, and you could see why they are pros and why we were amateurs. The lengths they'd go to. I mean, look at you. You were a hard trainer, mate. A hard fucking trainer. But yeah, and obviously genetics come into play. But for me, it's just all about, it's the intensity and even with an average physique, if you're going to come in on a consistent basis and get the quality reps in, when you don't want to do those reps, when you're absolutely fucked and you just, you see people speeding up, it's just keeping that going, having that belief, just keep going, just keep going. It's only pain. No one's going to fucking die in the gym. It's only pain. Just fucking keep going. But that's what I learned from all those guys, and Platz in particular. Just quick story, diversifying again, but it will come back to what you were saying. Tom, I took him to a seminar. I was driving Ron Davis's car. We took him up to the seminar, and he arrived late at the gym to go to the seminar. Platz did, and it was always meticulous. He had all his books there, Pro Style Bodybuilding, to sell, all his something Life's a Beach t-shirts, all this stuff. He had it all there ready to sell on the day. And I had his tape, Run Like the Wind, Christopher Cross, ready to put in the machine to do his fucking posing routine. Too scared to press fucking anything, in case I press record instead of fucking play. When he was backstage, ready to go on. But yeah, I remember just going before we went. He was like, Ron's going, it's like A roads, Tom, we're fucking late. He goes, I just need to do a bit, just one set of legs. I need to do a set of legs, one exercise, squats. He goes, I'll be 10 minutes. And that's the first time I really met Tom. I was too scared to talk to him. So anyway, he went in the gym. Ron goes, you got 10 minutes. We've got to get up on the A roads. There's no fucking motorways. We've got to get up there, up to Yorkshire quick. And he goes, okay. And he jumped in the gym, got on the squat rack, and he put some 20s on. And he said, I'm just going to squat for 10 minutes. I said, okay. But he meant squat for 10 minutes, not non-stop. I said, oh, fucking okay. But the beauty of this, the backstory of this. So I remember him going up and down, up and down, up and down. And it stopped at the top, just kept on going up and down, and literally just fucking bouncing. I was like, fucking hell. And then it was my set, and I put a plate on, or a 15. I got to about 8 minutes, and I had to put some 10s on. And then I got to about, he was going, 9 minutes, Dino, 9 minutes 30. 9 minutes, but I knew I was going to get to 10 minutes because it was a little bit too light. I was screaming, but I would never give up. My face was fucking screaming, sweat, and everything else. So what I did, I know it sounds terrible, I sort of faked the last rep, and I felt Tom's hands come under my chest to spot me and push me up. Now this is fucking an 85 third place Miss Olympia, very was, and he got me there like that. Fuck me, I was in fucking heaven. Tom Platz had just spotted me and tapped me on the back and had his sweat on my back. Oh man, it was the best ever. And then we drove him up to Yorkshire. He did the seminar, and then I literally remembered it like tomorrow. I got hair standing up on my arms now. And Ron's like this, fucking doing the big, ladies and gentlemen from the USA, Mr. This, Mr. That. It's come up. Oh, when we arrived, just quickly, when we arrived, I swear on my life, and lads, Leroy, Dan, when we arrived, I was in a Rolls Royce. I was on a provisional license. I shouldn't have been driving, but Ron wanted to sit in the back with Tom. Because the reason he wanted to sit in the back was Tom, because the back seats had these little bars where you could have a little drink. So he wanted to show off that with a little fucking drink. So anyway, so we drove up to Leeds, and when we pulled up, I swear on my life, they've seen the roller, they've seen Tom like that, and the crowd ran to the car, so we had to push the things down to lock the doors. And then Ron goes, make them wait, and he goes to me, make them wait, Dino, go round the block, make them wait. We went round the block. We had to get him into the auditorium. Anyway, at the end of the show, all the rest of it, and then he comes on and does his guest spot. And then he goes, looks at me. I'm like, right, don't press record, press play, fucking press play. Couldn't he fuck all? Then all of a sudden you heard his theme music come. And then he stuck his fucking leg out the curtain, nothing else, just his leg, hit the quad shot. And I'm swearing to my life, it was just like hats in the air. It was like fucking hysteria. And then he came out, the thing had finished. He signed every pro style bodybuilding book. He fucking had his photo taken on Polaroid cameras then back in the day. He signed T-shirts, he sold T-shirts. And we went for a bit of a curry. And then I drove him back. And this was about, I'd say nearly 3 in the morning we got back to Birmingham. And he was stopping at the Albany Hotel. He didn't stop in the makeshift mobile home. We had it back at Muscle Machine for me, Tanya and Ron. And so we got back in the thing and he goes, can you open up Jim on a trained shoulders? I said, mate, it's fucking 2 in the morning, which is unheard of back in our day, 2 or 3 in the morning. I shouldn't have been out that late at my age, let alone driving a fucking Rolls Royce. Anyway, so I said, okay. I said, I'll let you in, Tom. I said, but just have 1 row of lights on. And I said, and when you come back, just give us the keys back and then I'll walk you around to the Albany or you can get yourself to the Albany. He goes, no, I'm phone my own way, that's fine. So anyway, so I seen the 1 row of lights go on. I said goodbye to him. And I went round the back of the side of the gym where the mobile home was, where Ron and Tanya were. So anyway, so as I went round the side, the windows at the side of Muscle Machine, half of them were frosted and half were clear. So I then fucking climbed up, looked over the cliff to the clear part, and there was Tom Platz. I swear to my life, we had a big dumbbell rack like mine, going up and down the rack, and I watched him, and then I was just about holding on, clambering onto the windowsill, and then I watched him, and he's just, in the end, he's going like that, and he's talking to himself like that. There's no music on, just going like that, and I slid down. I never even slept. I thought, that's the difference. I said, that's the difference. So the next morning at breakfast, he came into Muscle Machine to meet Peter McGuff. There's some famous photographs in the magazines. I've got them somewhere of that day. He's got his blue T-shirt on doing fucking chin-ups and all that to his stomach. And I said to Tom at breakfast, I said, why didn't you just train today? Why didn't you just do that? And he went like, Dino, he got his fucking book out and he goes, I'm 276 days out from the Olympia. I was like, fucking hell. That was the difference. That was the difference. I thought, fucking intense to see the mindset. Fucking brilliant. Absolutely fucking brilliant. And it's that. So it's all down to intensity. I think whatever you do, if you just put your heart and soul into it, and day in, day out, but it's pissing down, it's snowing, if missus having a fucking baby, whatever it fucking is, you got to go to the fucking gym. There's a reason why Dorian Yates was Dorian Yates. You know, love him or fucking hate him. You know, he could have done a million times better. Leroy would tell you. I remember people are phoning up. We'd are phoning up. We need you over here for some photographs. Fuck off, I'm trying. I ain't coming over there to smile on the beach. You know, so he stuck to his beliefs, and Leroy will tell you better than anybody else. When the times I trained with Dorian, it wasn't a very nice experience, to be fair. You know, I think, fucking hell, mate. you come in, I put you 2 on, you fuck that off, you put your Guns and Roses on. This is a record. And scratch my record. Fucking, that's my fucking record. It's fucking $12.99 that was. That's half a week's wages, you bastard. Put his Guns and Roses on his record. And then he'd look around, pace around like Tyson, staring at me. I think, I've just come from fucking Birmingham, you bastard. I'm training with you. I'm here to fucking help you. And then fucking all this. But, you know, it was an intimidating thing, Yates, you know. And Leroy will tell you better than anybody else, you know, to go to positive failure, so you're spotting the fucker, and then he goes to negative. Now, you've got to get 4 plates off that fucker's chest because he's gone to positive, negative failure, rack it, and then he turns around and you think, well, he's fucked off. Fucking hell. He's gone up the stairs and fucked off home in his A1 day car. Fucking hell. Cheeky bastard.
It's funny you say that, Dino, because I'm not like trying to say I'm Dorian yesterday, but when I was in the series, I always used to tell people I'm not a fun person to train with. So if you want to have some fun, like, it's not going to be fun type of thing. Yeah, that's a cool story, that. I'll never be that rude, but yeah, it is a cool story. That might tie into another question, Dino, because just when you're on about Tom Platz and everybody and Bertel Fox and everybody just fucking going nuts. Because now the big thing is, now we'll talk some new skill stuff. Now the big thing is people are telling people not to train too hard. Now, don't get me wrong. I know overtraining does overtraining does exist. It does exist, but that's the bit. Dan will tell you now, and Leroy as well. We read some stuff on Instagram and stuff like they're telling you now, like, to leave a few in the tank and a few reps in reserve, and it's bad to go to failure. And you shouldn't train too hard because you get too much fatigue. You've got to sit down and do your curls now in case you get axial fatigue in your midsection and all this stuff. What's your? I'm only going to ask your thoughts on that. I know exactly what it's going to be. We'll ask you anyway. What's can you train too hard, Dino? Is it bad for you to train too hard?
No. You can undereat, but you can't train too hard. Nah. Dorian was right, and my big mistake was Johnny would say, Leroy will tell you more, say Monday, Tuesday, and then he'd say train Thursday, Friday. Then he'd have the rest of the week off putting his feet up. But I love the gym, so I trained too regular. That was my problem. But no, no. Well, I can't even get my words out. To go to a gym and fucking sit on a machine or go to a gym and not give it 1 million fuck. There's no reason, right? There's no reason. I'm a 60 fucking 5 this year, October the 16th. Don't forget, write it down. Treat me. Right? There's no way a bloke of 65 should have one of the best physiques in my gym. There's no way. There's no way. But no, you've got to leave it all there. Otherwise, you don't deserve. You deserve to come 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. You deserve it, and you deserve to have a mediocre physique. To get that hard, grainy look, you've got to go to a place you don't want to go. You've got to go. And that's when I was running, I was the guy who was running Christmas morning, my old lady. We go, not that we got on. Your Christmas presents are there. I'm going for a run. Something wrong with you. But I knew nobody else was fucking running. They're opening their presents. So I'll be out fucking running. I'll be out running like an idiot. Do you know what I mean? So that's the difference. Now you leave it all in the gym. You follow your routine. You leave it fucking all. And you have your rest. But you have your recovery times. You've got to have your recovery times when you replenish with your food. But the thing is now, there's too many guys in the gym who've been trained by, this is another thing, but by coaches who've been trained by coaches. And once, I know my body inside out, Dorian knew his, Leroy, you know, the guys will know yours. When a new thing come out, I remember Yates saying to me, we tried creatine, and we tried it, we wrote it down so we knew what worked. And I've just recently got in decent shape. I just looked at my old shit, and it works. It's from 1980s. It still fucking works. And to prove it, I won the British qualifier, I don't know, about 5 years ago or something. All these blokes over the 50s on the internet, fucking this, that, and the other, rah, 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 rah. I said to my lad, I'm going to do the British qualifier in Leamington. He goes, what are you fucking on about? He goes, when? I said, in 6 weeks. He goes, what are you fucking on about, Dad? Anyway, so I trained, done my bits and pieces, done what I had to do. I fucking trained hard. I've just had my laptop up there, actually, with all the pictures on. And I trained hard. Mate, I went, not only did I win it, but backstage, first thing I did, like Yates would do with anybody else back in the day, I've seen it firsthand when you were allowed to bring your own oil man in and your own tan man in before it was a fucking money-making fucking idea what they're doing there. Anyway, so I'm in backstage, I'm like, mate, you're fucking holding too much water on your back. You fucking this, that, and the other. And they're like, really? So, yeah, he was gone. That was one gone. Fucking another one I'd say to him, oh, mate, you're 2 weeks away. I said, you've got a great physique. I said, but what you should have done, mate, just left it. Oh, you really? Oh, fucking hell. He's flooding then. He's fucking lost it. So that's another place gained. So it was fucking easy. So I went on there at Leamington in my own show, got all the lads from the gym, were fucking filled it up. I won. And then I got my trophy. I swear my life and my medal. There you fucking go. See you later, twat. So what I'm saying to you is, they may be fucking training easier, but that's better for you. You could come back now and win the fucking British, mate. Right now, and right now.
Well, maybe it's not now on one arm, but never mind.
No,
but yeah, that's the big thing now is not training too hard and leaving a few in the tank. So you think that's a load of bollocks, which I assumed you were going to say anyway.
Of course it
which
is.
I agree with, to be fair.
You know,
why would you not go to failure? I don't understand. I don't like.
But there's something nice about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that feeling as well, isn't it?
Listen to this. I'm going to go and get my charger in a minute. I did a set of pullovers, Dorian. I don't want to name the kid. There was a social media guy who loves Dorian, reposted his stuff. So Dorian treated him to a workout. Anyway, and he phoned me. He says, Dino, come to fucking the new temple. You know, it wasn't the temple really, but the temple by name anyway. So the last version of temple. So I went there, and this kid was going through a back workout, and he did one set. He was fucked. Anyway, so Dorian was trying to show him, arch your back, fucking pull it. He was fucked, useless. So anyway, so I ended up going through a set like the old days on the Nautilus. Mate, I got off. I was walking like a crab. I didn't know where the fuck I was. But that's a guy there, right? I've got to show him respect. I'm not just going to do a set. I'm going to fucking show him a set he didn't think I was going to do. That's what I was going to do. So that's 6 times Mr. Olympia spotting me. I could feel his spit on my face. Come on, more fire, squeeze, slow it down, more fire. I'm like, I'll fucking show you more fucking fire. And then he didn't. He just gave me the nod, and I seen him laugh at whoever's there. But I earned his respect, and also that's good for me. That's respect for myself. You don't just fucking fanny around. Yeah. You don't just go to a gym. I mean, if you want to keep fit, that's fine. Keep fit and fucking put some squeaky trainers on and go and play badminton after. That's great. But that ain't my fucking thing. You go to the gym and leave it all at the gym if that's what you want to do. But don't call yourself a proper bodybuilder. And there's a reason why people come to my gym and there's a 1985, 88 or a 90 Olympia on or whatever, and nobody ever says turn it off. Nobody ever says they stand there like that. And I have to tell them a story.
Yeah, I've noticed the old vids are always on. Yeah, I was watching when we were there the week. I was watching Lance Dreher with the forearms and stuff.
Yeah, all it was with Lance Dreher. His torso was too long.
He had the crazy back. No, he didn't have a short torso. And he had the crazy back.
Short torso and long legs or something. Anyway.
Yeah, that was it. He had a short torso, but obviously people with a short torso always have the big, thick back, don't they? Stuff.
Anyway, talk amongst yourselves. I'm just going to get my charger. Or talk about me behind my back. Talk about me behind my back so I can watch it when you're
replaying. We wouldn't do that. We wouldn't do that.
Have a little chat. 2 seconds.
Yeah, I just want to say while we're on the podcast, again, not everybody has to go fucking berserk in the gym. What we're talking about is like a bodybuilder who wants maximum like muscle tissue. We're not saying like all Jalis has to go in and do is like 4 reps on the pullover.
No,
actually, that's a good question for you, that Leroy. I've never asked you that because obviously we know you train with dogs and all that stuff. Wasn't that like? Because you look like a very serious individual anyway back in the day. To be fair, you look like a right nasty bastard on the old temple footage. So I imagine it was a very I do remember actually, funny enough, I won't say his name, he's got a gym now. But he did say when he used to come to temple, because it's funny you say this, because I know you said you used to train when it was closed, but this guy said he used to be in sometimes when you and Dawes was in. I don't know how, maybe he was after training or something, but he just said he wouldn't even dare look at you both. He's like, keep his head down. So I'm guessing it was a very like intense environment in temple.
Yeah, you couldn't describe it. It was you went there to work. You went there to do your job, and your job was to build muscle. You know, you get the bodybuilding, the professional bodybuilding community obviously is a very small group, but everyone in that group wants your fucking dinner. They want to take the dinner off your plate. You know, they want to take the money out of your pocket, and they'll do anything to do it. So, and Dorian had that, and Dorian understood that. He was the top of the tree, and it's so easy. It's so easy to cut a tree down and try and take the person off the top of the tree, rather than top him off the top of the tree. So his way of staying at the top of the tree was to fucking work. You know, like Dino says, the Americans, you know, Tom Platz, he trained in the late 80s and early 90s. Tom Platz was probably the most hardcore trainer over in America at that time. over here, you obviously you had Doz. The lads in the top 10 Olympia lineup in the sort of early 90s, they'll train for the Olympia. The Olympia would come, they'd show their physique, and then they'd go off and chill for 2 or 3 months. And then they'd look at the watch. Well, fuck me, the Olympia's in so, and they start getting ready again. So 92, then 93, you seen that they'd lost what they built and what they gained on their holidays and their days off and whatever, doing this, that, and the other. So when they turned up again a year later, they got back to the same level as they were the year before. There was no improvement or a very slight improvement. And then that happened again the year after. And it weren't until there was a bit of a do after the Olympia. I think it was the 95 or 96 Olympia, where everyone was jetting off to the to the Grand Prix or doing seminars or photo shoots, and we was in the firehouse, and I always remember him saying to asking, "You coming, Doz?" And he says, "No." So what are you doing then? I said, "Going home." Yeah, going home. What to do? To train. Yeah. Train for what? For next year's Olympia. And they're fancies, like. And then we went back home and we filmed Blood and Guts. And then Blood and Guts was released. No, sorry, they done then black and white comparison photographs. And
Horton.
And yeah, and they couldn't believe the comparison from 12 months. But then Blood and Guts came out, and they see that we were talking intensity, and we trained. Obviously, when you're away in America and whatever, when you're at your own gym, and you're in somebody else's gym, you're never going to train 110%. The machines are different, the atmosphere is different, and you don't want to fuck yourself up neither. So they didn't really understand or comprehend what high intensity meant until they seen the Blood and Guts. When they seen Blood and Guts, that's when the bum started twitching. And that's when they got their own act together and started training properly. They started then to team up. They teamed up. Yeah.
I think what it was, as well, Leroy, in America, they're too comfortable. They got palm trees, sunshine. Birmingham was a shithole, fucking freezing cold. We had a great work ethic, and that's what we had. You had 2 choices: you go to the pub or you go to the gym. Really, well, that was it. Fuck all out, or go to a dance maybe or something, or go on the piss. But
I believe that's when you're seeing the year after. That's when you're seeing a massive improvement in size, in quality of muscle, in the American athletes. But you had the likes of Sean Ryan and Flex Wheeler who were awesome physiques, absolutely phenomenal physiques, but they were still missing that granite look. And then you had the likes of Nasir Sambati, Kevin Levrone came along,
But the reason I think you're exactly right, Leroy, that they didn't have that granite look because they were on catch up. Yates,
they were playing catch up,
fucking doing it like that. And you can't. They might have had the silhouette of Yates and that size, but that graininess, that fucking the Christmas tree, the quality in the hamstring, the calf. They were on catch up.
Yeah, there's a different level of quality in the muscle.
Yeah.
You had the Americans' muscle. I'm not being racist or whatever like that, but you had they had their physiques and their quality, their so-called hardness and dry physique, and then you had Dorian's dry physique. There's a massive difference in the first few years. Massive difference.
Massive, yeah. You're exactly right, and that all come down to work ethic and his due diligence to fucking to follow it through, and just to, like you say, like I overheard when I was getting my charges, it was a job. It was a job to him. It was a fucking job, and that's why he stayed in the house for God knows how many years, apart from weddings and funerals or whatever.
And as
forging steel year round. That's what reminds me of, like forging steel non-stop.
When we actually met up at the gym, there was no high fives and fucking cuddles and whatever. It was just all right. We'd have a carb drink, and then I'd loaded out the night before. We knew exactly what we were doing. We knew exactly where we were going. There was no fucking second guessing. Everything was in place. and we just walked to our stretching warm-up areas, done that, and then we started to train. Got very verbal while we were training, and then after the training was finished, we'd sit down. We had a little round table. We'd sit down at a little round table and then shoot the shit. It was time to talk and shoot the shit. Then it didn't happen through the training, and fuck, nobody ever dared get a phone out while we were training. It never happened. It just didn't happen in them days.
But also, Leroy, if you get a phone out, you should be spotting your mate.
Exactly.
If I'm training with you, Ant, right, we'll have a workout now. If I'm training with you and then I turn around, you're on your phone. What the fuck?
Yeah, I see this all the time. I mean, we do it now. We take the videos and stuff now because we're not in that fucking zone now. Do you know what I mean? But when I used to have to do some stuff for my sponsors and stuff back in the day, I would always have somebody else. You're not asking your training partner. I'd rather, we said this on the podcast, I'd rather have my training partner bottom me under 6 plate squat than video on me for a 6 plate squat. You need if somebody's on their phone when you're doing a set of bench press, they're not your training partner. They're just a nuisance.
Nah.
Yeah.
You got any more questions, boys?
I had one that I posted on the Durham one, actually. Who do you think's because you've seen a lot of guys over the years, Dino, as you've said, who is the hardest trainer you've ever seen? Would you say that was Tom Platz that you mentioned before? Who you think is anyway, who you've seen train?
Well, yeah. I mean, there was Dorian Yates, obviously. There was Tom Platz. Bertel was ferocious in the gym. He was ferocious. But as a work ethic, it'd be Dorian. But there was odd guys. I remember, you're going to laugh. I remember when Bob Paris came down. I don't know if that's a name you remember.
Oh,
yeah, I remember Bob, yeah.
And I was staggered. I mean, he fucking trained hard. Sonny Schmidt. But, whether that was just a one-off or whatever they did. But the hardest person I ever seen train was Tom, probably. I didn't see Dorian Dorian, all it was with Dorian, right, I love bodybuilding. He loved it as a job. So, and it's personalities as well. If I was with Dorian more as much as Leroy, I'd have we wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes because of all that and all that fucking about. So it was a lot of personalities. But I liked Tom because he'd literally be on the leg extension until it was moving, a bit like Sulek. Just it was barely moving because he didn't head then. He just couldn't fucking move it. Or then he'd lie back on the old leg extension and do the top part of his legs. The hardest part, the training part, Danny Padilla, another guy back in the day, I've seen him train fucking hard. But all those guys, the early 90s guys, the late 80s guys, they would come out of muscle machine dripping, absolutely dripping. But yeah, Yates takes some beating. He does. I'm probably going to think of some more off camera. But Dorian takes some beats, beating. But Tom Platz for his flawed physique, and it was, his legs were far too big, and he's probably never going to win the O. But some of the British guys, I'm trying to think of back in the day, trained fucking hard. I remember seeing Frank Richards on him when he's come back. But on a regular basis, you can't, as a product to get an end result. Dorian Yates, because of his sheer work ethic and his dogged fucking mentality to stop in the house, eat the same shit, do what you got to do, and all the rest of it, and not miss a workout. Gaspari, another one when I seen Richard train, fucking trained hard, trained fucking ferociously hard. But yeah, Dorian, for the kind of weights he was throwing around. But same as Bertel, but I didn't like Bertel's personality. Was fucking hard to be around. I was spotting him once at Muscle Machine, and he had some colossal weights. And I remember him saying to me, he goes, "Tip me." So and then the weights were thrown on the floor, and he fucking come up with his chest bumping. I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" He meant spot me. I didn't know what fucking tip me meant. I thought he fucking meant give me a fucking tip. Yeah. So, but yeah, great physique, and he showed me how. When I curl now, I curl up to there. He showed me how to just curl like that, then up to there. And when I did the dumbbell, 45 up to there. But as a work ethic, Dorian, but just a bit like going in the ring with Tyson. Not a very nice experience, as fucking Leroy tell you. But he didn't want it to be a nice experience. It was just an end result. But I love the whole romance about the bodybuilding. So that's why I love people like Tom. He smelt of California. He smelt like, we smelt of fucking diesel and petrol. We lived in Birmingham. He came into fucking town. He had his hair dyed and his fucking tan and the meticulous, a bit like Tom Platz, a bit like Bob Paris and Who else come over? Vince Taylor. When Vince Taylor come over for the first time from Germany, I don't know what he'd won, maybe a Mr. America or something. And Edgar Fletcher, Google these people. Edgar Fletcher, another one. Fucking
yeah, I remember him, yeah.
Yeah, great physiques. You know, there'll be loads more I can remember off camera. But as a work ethic, either Tom Platz or, you know, what you call it, Dorian. But, you know, some of the strongmen, Sigmundson, when I watched Jean-Paul Sigmundson and Kazmaier train, holy mother of fucking God. And that rubbed off on you because back in the day in the gym, you weren't respected, not by the weights you lift, but how regularly you turned up and the intensity you trained at. You know, you're fanning around out there. I wanted to be known as a hard trainer. I wrote everything down. So as much as I had a flawed physique, I would give it 200%. So I earned a bit of respect that way. And you know, you've got to take your hat off to those guys. It's all like doing one set. Like, that's what I was going to say before I got my charger. I did that one set with Dorian, when he's spitting all on my face doing a pullover, which Leroy's done many, many more for him and with him. And I was doing all that. And the next minute, I put it on the internet, and it fucking blew up. This, that, and the other. Oh my God, I wish I could. So I had great pleasure saying, mate, you can train like that. Just fucking go to the gym.
Dino, did I not share that post? I'm sure I shared that one.
Maybe you did, but
it wasn't so long back. Well, maybe it was a couple of months back.
Yeah, about a couple of months back.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And there's me, I'm shaking like a shitting dog. And I came home, I felt great. And everybody was like, oh my God, even some of the top stars, oh my God, I wish I could. Well, you could have done that, mate. You just didn't. He did. Yeah. He fucking did. Day in, day out. You know, much to his detriment in the end, you know, because the only thing with Dorian was, you know, and he wouldn't listen, I'm sure, to Leroy and other people around him. In his head, and that's a bit like my mentality in everything, in business and everything. There's no point in just fucking turning up to the gym. So he didn't fucking pull back. He didn't pull back. So even like when I was seeing him just before the night of the champions at the forum, you know, they say him again, I'm on the bike next to him. He's not talking to me, I'm talking to him. Next minute, he goes past me the fucking 180s up. Oh, okay. And I didn't get him quite, you know, I'm fucking young. I'm trying to fucking get these fuckers up the fucking 180s like this, trying to pass them over. And he's got his one up because some strong man's passed him over, like Kazmaier. And these other ones there, and I ain't got it to there. I'm fucking out. I can't fucking, you know, I can't squat 180. I don't fucking lift it up. And you got to get it dead level. And he just looks across at you, and he's spotting him. And you know, you're trying to get them fuckers up like that, you know. And he looks across at you, then he writes something down on a bit of paper. I thought, what's he wrote down? Dino is a cunt. Oh, well, fucking hell, dude. No, thank you. Or fuck all. Like, fuck you, Yates, you bastard. But it's just a job, and he did very good at it.
Yeah, he was a very serious gentleman, wasn't he?
He still is.
Yeah, he's chilled out a little bit now. He's chilled out a little bit.
Nah, he's a good lad. He's a great lad.
Yeah.
So, to finish off, I reckon 2 top tips for the young'uns.
For the what?
For the young'uns.
The young'uns.
Just two things. Help them steer the way through wading through the shit that is Instagram.
I'm not going to show you because I don't want to touch the fucking tripod. Up there, I've got 4 or 5 books, and they still work to this day. You've got to. The first tip is to get, you know, right, fuck your coach off. Get rid of him, because one day you're going to stand at the top of the stairs with your arse cheeks spread over, fucking with your pants down by your ankles, shouting, "Coach, coach," and he ain't going to be there. So what the fuck are you going to do? Get to know your own body. Just take the time to get know your own body. Nutritionally, does that rep range work for you? Does it work with your elbows that way or that way? And if your mate wants to train a different way, let him go and train another way. Have that belief to find out what exercises work perfectly for you and your nutrition. Get your head in your nutrition and follow it through. You know, sorry to talk about Sulek again, but when we had a chat in the kitchen the other day when he came over to see me, we were talking for about 2 hours in there. And he's talking about his shows. He did it himself, and it was so refreshing. And he, you know, he's posing with the best, and he didn't look the best, perhaps, but he did it. He had the belief to do it himself. So have that belief as a youngster to write it down. I know what workouts I did last week, last month, last year. They're all written down. You know, Leroy would have had them. Dorian would have had them. Dorian did have them because I'm going to stop to his house in Marbella, as I said on the the original Mass Monster fucking video, and I thought they were going to cut it out, but they didn't. I went mooching through his fucking cupboards in the bedroom, and I found his old fucking training diaries. So I was sitting there fucking mooching through them, and even then he had fucking mass and a picture of an arm on the front of the exercise books. When you've got that material in front of you, when you first start off writing it down, it might not seem a lot. You know, where the Pro Plus worked when you were tired and you got a bit of a pump, it might not mean anything. But when you find out what works for you, and you can stand on your own 2 feet and train with intensity and not let yourself down day in, day out, just believe in yourself. That's the main thing. Do it yourself. Try it on your own. Because, you know, like I said to you earlier, there's no way I should have one of the best physiques in that gym at 65. That shouldn't be happening. I shouldn't be like one of the hardest trainers at 65 in that gym. That's fucking mental. I should be having my ass handed to me. But that won't happen. It'll never happen. Because in my head now, I'm still going down the temple, fucking going to play Yates up, or I'm still at Muscle Machine, or I'm still fucking training at the Forum. I'm still the same in my head. So my body isn't fucked. Fucking hell, I'm fucking aging like a bastard. But I'm still gonna go to that gym tomorrow and out train the next guy next to me. And that's it. If I'm training with you, Ant, I'm not gonna, or Leroy or Dan there. I can't do your weights. You're big lads, you're strong lads. But I will be fucking up your ass. And I will be saying 1 more and 2 more. I will be, like I did with Sulek and I've done with everybody else and James and anybody down there. Fucking, you know, it's important to fucking leave it all in the gym, but have some accountability. Write it down and just take the time to try a product. Try creatine. Try it. Don't just fucking phone up your coach. What? Imagine this. I can't imagine. What should I be eating today? Fucking hell, you're a grown man, mate. Fucking work it out yourself. And when you work it out yourself, you know, nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can take it away from you. There's a reason why my triceps are hanging out the back of my t-shirt. I've got shit legs, but, you know, we had the passion and the belief. And, you know, you can hear it in my voice now. I look at these, you know, it brings a tear to my eyes sometimes. I look at these here and I look at some of the physiques on there. I'm like, fucking hell, you know.
Roland Kazerlock. Is that how you pronounce it? Kazerlock?
Yeah, you know, just some fucking... I look in here now. I mean, yeah, talking about that tricep exercise, that's what Bertle got me doing. All that shit.
I heard Bertle wasn't a very nice person in the gym. I've heard a few rumours how he was a nasty character.
He wanted
throwing people off machines and stuff.
Yeah, and he'd be moaning about fucking. Yeah, look at that dude now. Fucking hell, he come fucking nowhere. Look at the physique.
Yeah, I remember. I remember it was '93 Olympia, wasn't it? I don't know how I remember that because I've got a shit memory, but I just remember the big stir about him at the '93 Olympia doing the most muscular and stuff.
But yeah, I mean, you know, a massive dude, fucking Yates, great from the front, turned round. Yates will wipe his ass, fucking brilliant. Yeah, one of our great Brits, great British guy here, JD the Wadder, great guy, JD.
Yeah, he was fucking crazy, wasn't he?
You know. But it's having the belief and just, you know, reading the books, getting your head in the books. And then, yeah, it all comes full circle, doesn't it? And then we got this bastard here, look. Fucking Yates. But no, mate, it's a... What I'd say to a kid is, just don't go to the gym. Buy into the actual sport of building your muscle and fucking buy into the whole thing. Learn it. But, you know, because of the internet now, you go on one thing now, you're going to tell me to fucking eat all brand. Someone's going to tell, what's these little Rice Krispie bars are eating after training? What the fuck's all that about? Fucking little fucking bars. And my coach said, holy mother of fucking God, dude. Fucking hell. And then they're on stage. Dorian had Debbie to thank maybe, or Leroy maybe, or if that, and he might have done it off stage, he wouldn't have even done it on stage. They've got to thank a team. I just want to say, our team, our fucking team. Fucking dude, man. Fucking hell. 5 years ago, I went up, fucking did the British qualifier, won it, threw the fucking trophy into the crowd. See you fucking later. Piece of piss.
Get that on a t-shirt, piece of piss.
But it is, isn't it, mate?
T-shirt.
Right, it's such a primitive sport, isn't it? You just fucking push the weight up. It all depends who wants it bad enough. That's all it is. And how far you want to go with it. But, you know, as a youngster, if I'm going to tell them, just get your head in your books. They won't listen to this shit. Like, oh, what's he fucking on about? Don't go on the internet. Just buy yourself a proper book. like fucking Dan Holford's fucking Optimum Nutrition book. Read that inside out. Discover all the fucking foods what work for you. Try it out. Give it some fucking time and find out what exercises work for you. But when you turn up to the gym, give it some fucking bollocks, mate. Or buy some squeaky trainers. Go and play badminton or a pink shirt and fucking take up golf.
Squeaky trainers.
I do like the squeaky trainers. I'm going to use that this week.
No, to be honest, you know, in at Dino's, the most of the youngsters there have got great work ethic. They have. I'm not just saying they have because it rubs off. And if they're on the phone in the gym, one of the lads will tell me, and I'll say, mate, take your phone off while you're on the machine. I said, somebody's waiting for that. Crack on or fucking go on to the next machine. So they soon learn their work ethic. And I get parents now phone me up and they want them in there instead of going selling drugs in the park and everything else. So it has got a great work ethic. But I have been to a gym of a similar name to yours. In fact, it was the same name as yours, but it was in another area. And I'm in there. This just sums up the youngsters. So I'm in this gym. And he's there, this guy. I was waiting to see Ron to surprise him. It was Ultraflex in Rotherham. So anyway, sorry about that, but anyway, that's when it was. So I went in there. It looks all impressive and everything else, and I'm sure it's a great gym. And the owner and his wife welcomed us with open arms, and I thank them for that. But anyway, so there was this sums up the youngsters. So there's a kid in there, and he goes, "You're in me shot." So I was with my mate, Metro Man. That's what you're on about, mate. Because you're in my shot. So I turned around, there's a fucking tripod there. So, okay. And then I looked around, I thought, there's fucking tripods everywhere, umbrellas and all top. So anyway, so took a notice, waiting for Ron, hiding to jump out on Ron because he was coming up to do some session with the gaffer there. And he didn't know I was going to come. So anyway, the kid goes, "You're in my shot." I said, "Okay, mate." So I moved out of the way. I took a notice. And then he went like this, and he was fucking pulling faces and doing that. And he had about that much on the stack of the chest press, that much in his mates fucking doing all this. And then what he done then, he got the whole stack on it, or halfway, 3/4. He got the camera, moved it to the stack. Him and his mate fucking pulled it like that. And obviously they're going to edit it. That's mental fucking illness.
No.
Yeah, that is bad to be fair.
That's fucking.
No.
And I thought, what the fuck? And then there's girls there. I watched them come out the change rooms, pulling the things up their arse and fucking walking around. I thought, what the fuck's this? What the fuck is
different culture now, Dino. It's different culture.
You know. But we were very lucky, you know. We weren't lucky. We had fucking earned it, mate. We all earned our fucking stripes. Leroy earned his stripes. Fucking you did. Dan, sorry, I don't know about your history too much, mate, but you're a big lad, so you've obviously fucking trained hard. But we fucking earned it. And just like, sorry about Sulek, I remember on the Friday when he came the first time, we sat down talking. I said, "Tell her what I like about you, son." He goes, "What?" I said, "You're wearing the same clothes on the Fridays you did the Monday." He goes, "Well, just training clothes." I said, fucking exactly. Let me shake your hand. Welcome to the fucking world of bodybuilding.
Yeah, we've got to give Danny's props. He's another universe winner, Dino.
Hey?
Dan's another universe winner as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, good man.
And he's had a few hiccups since then, but he's going to kick some off this year again.
Yeah, just on the arse end of before Naba kind of got COVID-ified and died.
Yeah, I'm not actually Naba's seen a little bit of a resurgence this year. It's been pretty good. Some of the qualifiers they've been really busy, so hopefully it's a bit of a comeback for Naba because like you said, that kind of year that was when it kind of started to die off after the year you did, wasn't it?
Naba still to me has got a romantic thing in my heart. Naba, you know, there's some great Naba physiques, and the Naba universe, as far as I'm concerned, that was like the fucking ultimate thing. It was great. Yeah. And the show at Briley Hill every year in April was just a fucking great place to be. A great place
until
to be.
2019, and then COVID hit, and they just didn't have the logistics, the technology. They didn't follow, so they weren't able to keep it alive through the pandemic, and it lost a lot. But hopefully, there's a drive now to get it back.
Yeah,
I hope so, because I don't want to go the ins and outs, but how can I put it? I got involved with the current federation, the other side of Naba, heavily involved. And when I seen what was going on, I thought this is everything fucking wrong. And I had to get my shit out of there quick. It was everything wrong, what was going, the way bodybuilding was going and what they were doing and how they was organising it. As far as I'm concerned, the athletes were fucking right down there. That was all top of the list. But I still like the romance of the Naba. And people say they got the pro card now. They ain't a fucking pro. They've paid for that card. They've paid for that card. You just, and I know about all those pros in the fucking world. Cream will always, that's what I'm going back to the training intensity. Cream will always rise to the top. The guys and girls who train the hardest and do the consistency, forget these fucking pro cards. My old lady's got a pro card. She carries the shopping from fucking Morrison's every fucking week. She's a IFBB pro now. The pros will look, the cream will always rise to the top. The best guys, the hardest trainers will always rise to the top. The Dorian Yates of these worlds, where if Dorian came back today now, if he came back right today now in this area, it would still fucking win. The Lee Priests, they'd still be up there. They've got that the Cutlers, they've got that fucking work ethic. That's what it is. They'd still be the same. If Yates come back now, he wouldn't be on here now, fanning around. He'd be in the fucking gym. It'd still be the same. He'd still win. Platz would still win. They'd still be the same. If Leroy got a phone out now and it's fucking 2025 and your Dorian was fucking 20 out there, be like, the fuck you doing, Leroy? What are you fucking doing? That's the difference. That's the difference. But yeah,
we knew we'd get a good run out with you, Dino.
No, it's not a rant. I love the sport.
No, it is. It's a good rant, though. I mean, in a good way. That's what I mean.
I love the kids.
Not in a negative way at all.
I love the kids coming through and all the rest of it. I do love it, and the sports are still a great sport. But all I say to the kids, if you're going to turn up at the gym, just fucking give it 200%. If you want to throw your mate or somebody else who's not spotting it, your phone, and just do it raw, fucking crack on. But if you've got to set a fucking tripod up and do it and worry about the fucking angles, you ain't no fucking bodybuilder, mate. You're not. You're a showman. And to be honest, you ain't got fuck all to show.
Most of them do.
I'm sorry, I have a chuckle there as well.
I think that's probably a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Dino, it's been a pleasure. I've seen you twice in as many weeks.
You have, mate. You have.
And yeah, Dino's was the place that I hadn't ticked off, and I was very glad to have come. Although I didn't get a proper session in, you can smell it on the walls, and you can't buy that. You can't. You have to create that over years, and yeah, it was a real gym with an atmosphere. Can't put you like Max Muscle was, like Temple was, like a few other handful of gyms. You can't buy that. It's a great place you got there.
That's very kind of you, but what I will say, I mean, I don't know what time it is now, but when I go down, sometimes I go down, the gym's shut. And I ain't going to lie to you, if I do it first thing in the morning, I'll put my glasses on. I can feel my hair standing up. I open that gym. I could get emotional. I open that gym and I look round. When it's no music on, I look at the equipment. I look at the people on the wall. And there's a lot of people, they're not with us anymore. And they've been in my gym. Their hands are still on those same handles. And they're not with us anymore. But, there's some great things about in that gym. But when I walk in there, I'm not kidding you. I sometimes have tears rolling down my fucking eyes because it's just a fucking special place. And it's not because it's mine, because it's not. It's the people. It's just four walls. It's the people what have created that gym and the things what have gone in there and the stories what have been shared and people just spotting each other and all coming there for the right reasons. And when you guys left, you'd only been at the door 5 minutes. The next day, there were all those big fuckers. They wouldn't talk to you because they're scared. Just lovely and all the buzz about it. And then I'll exaggerate. Oh, we killed the 200s. I didn't see. I didn't impress. Oh, we killed the. Oh, but it's just some special people have been through those doors. Yeah, my son's there now running it with me. And, I look at him sometimes. I'm like, fucking hell. Where do all the years go? But yeah, it's just a special place filled with special people and people like your good self who have travelled from all over the world and leave it. Just every time somebody comes in and they leave there, they just leave something there. And also, when you go leave Dino's, I can see it in your eyes and a lot of people's eyes. They can't wait to come back. And when you come back, you'll always be greeted with a hug and a kiss or a spot or whatever. Or come on, one fucking more, you pussy. Because I want you to have the best time you've ever had. You know what I mean? I want you to walk out of there. I treat it like a corner shop. I want everybody. I want to know everybody's name. I want to know fucking it's Dan, it's Leroy, it's Ant. I want to know you're not just a number. You're a person who's got in a car or on a bus or in a fucking Uber and come to Dino's gym and it's just a special place. And Anthony might have seen the videos. I'll video sometimes, and I'll say, "Good night, love," and I turn the lights off, and I walk out there sometimes. I got fucking tears rolling down my eyes. You know, it's special. Anyway, I better leave it there before I start crying.
That was a brilliant.
That's a man who loves. That's a man who loves the gym. Yeah,
Right.
it's all about making memories, Dino, isn't it? I said the same
It
thing
is,
of mine
mate.
yesterday. It's all about
It
making
is.
memories.
You know, all four of us here, you know, we're all doing it for the right reasons. And, you know, it's a shame that I just hope the kids understand that when we've gone, they've got to carry that on. But I believe, like in life in general, everything comes full circle. And that work ethic will always come back. Your Titans will always be the champions. Your fucking, you know, your Tiger Woods will always be the champions. Your Schumachers will be all the champions. Your fucking Sampras's and all these guys. And your Yates of this world, it will come back full circle. And people throw these magazines away. I've got them piled up here, and all the old stuff from fucking, you know, with the Incredible Hulk on, and fucking all these magazines with the old people on. But it all comes back full circle, and people look at these magazines in total awe. We were very, very lucky, very, very lucky to come through a time when bodybuilders were gods, and you know, and I just hope the kids carry that on. I'm sure they will, and Dinos definitely will, because I said to Kurt, I said, if you turn this into anything else, I said, when I'm fucking gone, I said, you're looking at rear view mirror on the way home, and I said, this fucker will sit up in the back fucking seat, mate. No, you know, Kurt understands. He gets a tear in his eyes when people like your Suleks and people, your good selves, turn up, and your Jameses and that, just for the sake of having a workout. It's nice, and it's very kind of you all. It's nice, and I'll be eternally grateful to everybody who comes through those doors.
Oh, mate.
We'll be back soon to visit soon, Dino.
Oh, you're more than welcome. You know, the kettle's always on, lads.
Yeah, we'll come for a cup of tea and a biscuit soon.
Just,
yeah. No, it's been
thanks
great.
very much for your time.
No, it's been lovely to talk to you. Sorry for ranting on too much. You know what I'm like.
Great.
I could have done another 2 hours. Leroy, lovely to see you. I think your beard looks fantastic. You're the Gandalf.
Oh, it always does.
The Gandalf of bodybuilding.
I'm sure Leroy just goes to the barbers on a Sunday morning.
It's been emotional.
No, lovely. Lovely to speak to you, lads. Take care. Cut me off.
Take care, I'll speak soon, mate.
Take it easy. Thanks, bye. Cheers.
See you, mate.
Take it easy, lads.